All right, let's get going. Welcome everyone to the Technical Steering Committee meeting for May for CitrineOS. CitrineOS is a Linux Foundation energy project. If you aren't familiar with their antitrust policy, I suggest you take a moment to familiarize yourself with it now. A quick recap. So CitrineOS is an open source charging station management system project. It's a Linux Foundation energy project initially authored by S44 Energy. The QR code on the left here leads to our GitHub IO page where you can find the technical documentation and some introduction to the concepts behind the project. And on the right here is a QR code to a YouTube channel where there's some webinars in the past about CitrineOS as well as related topics such as OCPP. All right, so it's been a while since we've had one of these. There's been a few releases. I believe the last technical steering committee meeting was around the time of 183. We are now on 191. So 190 introduced support for OCPP 2.1. That includes sort of the basic implementation that's described in the introduction to the protocol, meaning that you can use it today to have a charging session take place successfully with the basic authentication flows. We will be working towards full core and advanced security in upcoming releases. And all of the certification profiles are planned to be supported by the end of summer. Most use cases are already supported because all of the logic from 2.01 is there. So if you're trying to do something in 2.1 that was also in 2.01, it's supported today. The only things that are actually missing or gaps are the new 2.1 use cases. So that's primarily stuff to do with pricing support and V2G. Um, there has also been, alongside these releases, quite a few optimizations to the way that WebSocket and message broker integrations are handled, leading to some decent performance improvements. And there was some data refactors to better support row-based multitenancy. So Citrine does have two multi-tenant modes, row-based and schema-based. Schema-based is not yet fully supported, but row-based is. There was a lingering issue with how station IDs were handled that is fixed as of 190. 191 was mainly just a handful of extra 2.1 use cases, as well as a patch for an issue caused by an update to AJV that was incompatible with some of our other dependencies. Alongside the core release, there have been several releases on the operator UI side. I believe a patch release, a minor version release, and another patch release that has included adding support for tariffs. So you can now create and assign tariffs in the UI. These are pretty basic, just kilowatt hour per minute support or kilowatt hour price support, sorry. And in addition to that, there has been some column selection added, the ability to filter on columns, and better support for fuzzy searches in a few different places in the UI. So the next release for Citrine will be a new major version. We're going to be moving to a monorepo. CitrineOS Core is going to see a 2.0.0 release. Um, the long-term plan for this release is that Operator UI and OCPI will be moved into CitrineOS Core, and then the OCPP layer will become a module alongside them there. As part of this, we're doing some changes to our tech stack. We're moving to PNPM from NPM. to Drizzle from Sequelize, and we're adding a dependency injection framework. So there will be some major changes happening alongside this folder level refactor. This will make it easier to run the applications alongside each other from one repository, and it should make it a lot easier to have integration tests across the three and make sure that versions don't break the integration between these modules. The plan for this rollout is to happen in multiple smaller alpha releases, which will be stable, but will include breaking changes to the package structure between them. So each one will be stable on its own, but since the package structures will continue to change, um, in between each other, there will be large breaks. This is mainly because since we are a small team, we want to be able to do this refactor while continuing to be able to provide support for any other issues that arise in the meantime. So this is the way that we're going to bridge that gap. As for the roadmap, the next few releases, in addition to these refactors for the upcoming major version release, will be focused on quality of life improvements, reliability, and performance, and OCPP 2.1 completion is planned, as well as more robust support for different pricing scenarios in the second half of 2026. Moving on to the community section of the meeting. I should update that number. So S44 is the original contributor of the project. Stackbox contributed a payment module which integrates Citrine with Stripe. There are actually 600 members on the Discord nowadays, and it's a great place to go and get answers and learn more about the project. Our main repo at CitrineOS, under the CitrineOS GitHub org, is where we have our governance and where you can file issues. The governance lays out two different roles, the first of which is contributor. The only thing that's needed to be a contributor is to have at least one approved and merged PR across the repos. A committer is a role that actually has some responsibility associated with it. And it has higher requirements that are laid out in the governance. So our feature roadmap does change. We frequently change it in response to things that we hear about from the community about what the priorities are, what people are actually using the project for. We tend to prioritize those things over anything else if we can. So it's important to us to receive feedback on the project. And on that note, this is the open mic section. If you are new to the project, I encourage you to introduce yourself. And if there's any questions or topics for discussion, now is the time. All right, nothing for today. Moving on. As I mentioned before, you can check out our GitHub IO page to learn more about the project, and you can also join our listserv. The recording of this meeting will be made available on YouTube, and this QR code here is an invite to our Discord. Thank you all, and that's it for this meeting.